It's another Wednesday, mate. We did it. We did it. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's a so-so production. It's another Wednesday. Aye? We did it, man. It's halfway through the week. Hump week, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for coming back to the show. It's going, man. It's going. Thank you again. If you're a long-time listener, thank you for coming in and checking out the videos, listening. And if you just happen to tune in, welcome to the show. Here we take names, kick butt, ask questions, poke fun at ourselves and other people, and that's it, man. We roll through the weeks, and that's how it is. We do it together. Thank you, the internet's people. Thank you for the people on the outside, on the inside, everybody coming in here and doing it together, man. Thank you very much. Sip, sip. Man, it's another beautiful day to be alive. We've got a mix of sun and clouds in the sky, a little bit of sun, a little bit of shade, a little bit of, April showers, dude. That's how it is. That's how it is. And trying to make the best of it. That's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. And yeah, a lot of things that I want to discuss with you guys today. And we'll just keep it loosey-goosey as per usual. I've dug up a couple of videos that I'd like to share with you, and then we'll just, get talking, get in our feelings a little bit, discuss matters that are of importance that should, be talked about more. And I'm a little bit concerned that we're not talking about these things as much as we should be, at least, because there's so much attention on just one thing right now. You know what I'm talking about, dude. And it's like nobody else is, or rather, I'm wrong to say that nobody else is paying attention to other topics. It's being, a lot of topics need our attention, but they don't get, they don't get elevated, they don't get amplified as much, or sometimes, I don't even know what it is. Sometimes it gets brought to our attention and we just, do we not care? Is it not important? Does it, I don't know. To me, some of them have great implications, but what do you guys think, man? I mean, one of the topics that I want to talk to you guys about is, and I've always been interested, I'm always been interested in, science, outer space, UFOs, dude, and that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about for a brief moment, or at least a portion of this video for today. UFOs, unidentified flying objects. I found this video, some of you guys might have already seen it. There have been numerous videos popping on the internet, on the YouTubes, and this one's been released by the Pentagon, and I'd just like to share it with you guys. And if you've not seen it, it's definitely, again, something worth checking out and at least, discussing and thinking about it. Let's just watch it together. We'll watch a portion of it. And there's more news that's going to be breaking out. There's more news that's going to be made public.
A night vision video from
in regards to UFOs, I believe in June. So 2021 could be the year that we found out for I don't know, maybe we'll find out for legit that there are aliens, but our reactions, yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe we're just playing it cool, which I kind of find hard to believe sometimes, because we lost our shit last year over toilet paper, or lack thereof, right? So when there are occasions when you need to be paying attention to stuff, and I don't know, maybe it's interesting to me. So this was on YouTube. It's called Leaked Pentagon's UFO Investigation Spotlighted in New Photos and Video. We'll just have a look, and yeah, we'll try to make sense of it together a little bit.
Navy destroyer, a mysterious flying triangle above the deck of the ship. The Pentagon confirming the images obtained by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell were taken by Navy personnel, expected to be a part of a report on unidentified aerial phenomenon to be presented to Congress this summer. Already online, some skeptics say the images are caused by cameras trying to focus, but some of the objects go beyond just flying in the sky. One shows a spherical object dipping into the ocean, similar to an incident in Puerto Rico, where an object was tracked buzzing an airport, then flying into the water, popping back out before
And I'll just pause it for a second, and we'll just talk about it a little bit. So that's it. Like, this is just one of the videos that's been leaked. There are other videos, the famous Tic Tac video now that's been going around. And yeah, we don't know what to make of it. The public at least doesn't know what to make of it. And for the majority of even, people, I guess, in the Army and the Navy, I've not heard, no, I guess these are sensitive topics. You can't really be, yeah, there's so many things to be considering. I guess there's a whole portion that might have been, where are these videos or footage? A long time ago, maybe there was a portion of the government or government bodies or different governments knowing certain things and not wanting to reveal it to the public for the, because maybe they're considering our reactions. Maybe they don't want us to lose our shit, because as humans, we like to, lose our shit, dude. So that's one aspect of it. Another question that comes to mind is, again, I've mentioned this before, are these, again, we call them unidentified flying objects, UFOs, right? We don't know what they are. It could be extraterrestrial, meaning it's not man-made and it's not from our planet. That's one hypothesis. And another way of looking at it might just be, is it just new weaponry in someone's arsenal that we've not been aware of? And that's also alarming, and that's concerning as well, whether these things, again, are man-made or alien. It's significant that we get talking about these things, because at the end of the day, you don't want it's hard to talk about these things, because unfortunately the way we still look at our world is we have one world, but we've split it up into different nations. And all I'm saying is, there are some people like myself who, as much as I love my home country, I love Canada, I love my city, I love Toronto, I love the United States, I got family there, and there's definitely a part of me that really holds Western ideals dear and near to myself, but there's still parts of me that in grander scheme of things, if we were to look at it, I identify with team humanity, if that makes sense. I'm just for people. I like peepsies. I love people, all sorts of people, different people, you name it, people in general. I love people, so that's the thing. So when it comes to topics like this, it's definitely, if it is somebody else, if it is another government body outside of our jurisdiction, whether they're not, if it's, let's say it's China, or let's say it's Russia, or, for example, they may be hiding away or conducting research, creating new weaponry in, behind closed doors. And not to say that, and even if this is not the case, that's, not to say that they don't do that on a regular. I think we all do that. We hold our information, close to ourselves, and because we've created this world of an us versus them, and it's just always perpetuating, right? And it just, so I don't know what this will do, but I am interested to find out in the next couple of months. I think, again, in June, we may not get anything even solid again, and that's one of the issues that I had, one of the issues that I guess a lot of people have had, is why don't we get any, if there are better images, if there are clearer images, why don't we get access to those? And again, there's so many things that need to be considered. Here we're really talking about the unknown unknowns here, you guys. And it's just interesting to me. It's just interesting because it'll definitely change. Whenever these videos really, and I know these are verified, we don't know what they are, but when they do come out and say, okay, we've concluded, well, what's the next step in the research? We don't know what, we got to dig into it and find out. And how do we do that? At one point, I'm assuming that nationalities, different government bodies are gonna have to get together and be like, hey man, was this you, or was it me, or just find out what it is, because I bet if we're alarmed or concerned, other nations are also alarmed and concerned to a certain degree. But everybody should also keep a cool head about it, because if they are aliens, dude, we should start practicing, the face that we see an alien, but we don't, we just gotta act normal, dude. It's just your buddy, Timmy, or it's just Mikey down there. You gotta pretend it's, because you don't want to be pointing and just gasping with your pupils dilated and your eyebrows all the way like the McDonald's sign, dude. The golden arches, what I'm talking about, nuggets. But maybe we should be practicing those things. And to a certain degree, yeah, a lot of people are just I don't care. Some people just legit don't care whether they are aliens or just other governments creating weaponry or new tech. Some people just legit don't care about these things, and that's fine. To each their own. That's why I love people. That's what it is, man. We're all unique individuals, and collectively we may have some interests. Individually we may have some interests, and I just think these are very interesting topics to be thinking about and contemplating. And using these lenses, we should definitely be considering other notions of what it means to be a human, what it means to be a species or an animal or a spiritual entity going through this life on this planet, and how we are impacting not only our environment here on planet Earth, but other places as well, especially with our ongoing space race now, wanting to dominate and get into space and, put our flags down. And yeah, we need to definitely be considering a lot of things. I'm curious to find out, is 2021 the year that we're legit gonna be, seeing an alien, for example? Just what, maybe they'll maybe they'll be like, hey man, we've had these people in a safe location, or, these, what do we even call them at that? We have these aliens. That's gonna, that's the whole thing. That's gonna fuck up the spectrum on a lot of things. What it means to be a human, what it means to be top of the food chain. Dude, if there are aliens operating these crafts, we no longer are the top of the food chain. So that'll be a little kick in the nuts for the ego, or the humanity ego, if you will. But hey, maybe sometimes everybody needs a little bit of that kick in the nuts, dude. That's what I'm talking about. And maybe that's what it is. And if it is other people's technology, we should find out, because you don't want somebody just sneaking upon you with aircrafts that are dipping in and out of water vertically. And that's a little bit alarming. I'm just saying, people, if you've not watched the videos, go check them out, dude. Just type in Tic Tac videos released by the Pentagon on YouTube, UFOs, you'll find it all. It's just the few images that have been released that are actually, verified by the Pentagon. So this is really important information. I think we're definitely on so many levels, we're on a very pivotal stage in history. I think we're definitely, dabbling into realms or finding new things that are going to be altering our trajectory, if you will, of what it means to be a human and where we're headed from now on. A lot to think about, man, a lot to think about. Another video that I'd like to share with you guys today. This is, again, it caught my attention. There's been some talks about this. And before I show you the video, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it because, again, it's been up on the YouTubes. There's been many talks. A lot of you are already aware of these things. Some of you might not know. But if you don't know, maybe we should get, again, more people talking about it so we can find the right way of approaching it, I guess. And a portion of it, I don't know I don't know what it falls under, what category does it. If I'm talking maybe about prosthetics, maybe about artificial limbs, and prior talks that we've had, back in the day, the OG artificial limb, what was it, right? You were a pirate, you went on looting, and you went on a riot, and you wanted to, just get some coin and some bitcoins and some doge coins off of somebody else's ship. But in the midst of all the action, you got your leg chopped off. What do you got to do? Resort to some wooden leg, walking around like Seamus, dude. But that was way back, playback. Now this is the future, it's the present, we are the future. You are now here with me doing it, and we're on the internet, on the outer world, doing things. And now if you were to, if you were still a pirate and you went on some sort of a rampage and, you got onto another ship, sword, stab, shank, get your money bag in one hand while you're skipping away, somebody slices off another leg, boom, you're missing a leg, but you no longer have to rely on that wooden leg. You'd go get the best leg. You'd get a leg that's even better than your leg right now. And that's just one portion of it. So certain aspects of it I definitely do like if somebody, if you have a soldier who goes to war and they lose a limb, it'd be nice for them to have the opportunity to get some sort of a bionic limb that's very close to their own limbs, as close as possible. And that's the thing, it just keeps getting better and better, right? And at one point with these technological advancements, it's really again impacting the way we define ourselves, because at one point, where would people stop and not opt for these things on a regular? Because right now there's, the only, sometimes you have people living into, a lot of times you'd have, what is it that gives up on us? It's the physical body that gives up on us, right? The mind may be sharp well into older stages of life, and you may feel like you've had, all of us have had relatives who were elderly relatives, and they've again been very sharp, very much so there, and a lot of senses, but their physical, body starts to fail them, and that's just aging. Aging is, some people want to be fighting it, some people want to be even distinguish it as maybe some sort of a disease or a virus, if you will. Aging maybe because that's when your body gives up on you, but your mind and soul wants to keep going. And that's what we've always been, I guess, a part of humanity has been always kind of searching for that immortality serum, if you will. And maybe this is a part of it, but at one point do we, what happens to humans just in their form of, I guess, this modern form of human or postmodern human that we've had for the Homo sapien body, the ones that we've had for the last 250, 300,000 years or so, give or take. Are we on the brink of, again, changing our trajectory to something else? Are we going to be merging with machinery, and how much of that will be, that's the thing. And when it, to me right now here, let's just, let's watch this little video and then we'll get talking about it a little bit more. And again, very interesting stuff all in all. I'm very optimistic at the end of the day. I think that talking helps and listening helps, and just considering all aspects of things. Let's watch this video together. So this is, again, Elon Musk's Neuralink monkey plays video games with his brain, dude. So this little chimp monkey got a Neuralink.
He's a 9-year-old mechanic.
I'll let you watch the video for a couple of minutes and we'll get talking about it.
About 6 weeks ago. If you look carefully, you can see that the fur on his head hasn't quite fully grown back yet.
So he got a Neuralink placed in his brain, dude.
With a computer for a tasty banana smoothie.
And they're training him to play Pong, okay?
We can interact with the Neuralinks simply by pairing them to an iPhone, just as you might pair your phone to a Bluetooth speaker. The links record from more than 2,000 electrodes implanted in the regions of Page's motor cortex that coordinate hand and arm movements.
So it's essentially improving his hand-eye coordination, which is...
intended hand movement. For example, some might become more active when he moves his hand up, and others when he moves it to the right. By recording from many neurons and feeding their activity into a decoder algorithm, we are able to predict Page's intended hand movements in real time. First, we calibrate the decoder by recording neural activity as Pager uses the joystick to move a cursor to targets presented on the screen. As he's playing this game, we are wirelessly streaming, in real time, firing rates from thousands of neurons to a computer. Using these data, we calibrate the decoder by mathematically modeling the relationship between patterns of neural activity and the different joystick movements they produce. After only a few minutes of calibration, we can use the output from the decoder to move the cursor instead of the joystick. Pager still moves the joystick out of habit, but as you can see, it's unplugged. He's controlling the cursor entirely with decoded neural activity. Our goal is to enable a person with paralysis to use a computer or phone with their brain activity alone.
Which is super in that
sense. Because they wouldn't be able to move a joystick, they would calibrate the decoder by imagining hand movements to targets. One of the things the Neuralinks allow Pager to do is to play his favorite video game, Pong. To control his paddle on the right side of the screen, Pager simply thinks
I hope you guys are seeing that he's now playing Pong.
We've removed the joystick altogether. Now that he's up to speed, let's increase the difficulty and see how well Pager can play with the Neuralink.
He gets pretty good at it real quick, you guys. Like, it's impressive.
As you can see, Pager is amazingly good at mind Pong. He's focused, and he's playing entirely of his own volition.
Alright, that's enough of that, man. Again, title of that video is called Watch Elon Musk's Neuralink Monkey Play Video Games with His Brain, dude. And that's just one link. There are other versions of this video on YouTube. Go check it out and dig into it a little bit, or at least be aware of it. So this exists. The intent is definitely great. We want to be helping people who suffer from different sorts of injuries, again, whether it's you losing a limb or being in paralysis, using your mind to control certain things by simply imagining it. It's next level, but that's the thing. Essentially, we are, and a lot of times, even philosophically speaking, and I'm a big believer of this, that everything really is mind, that all is mind. It's definitely, yeah, it's definitely a new piece of technology or a new realm that we're stepping into. And like, I wonder what you guys think. Would you guys, even if you had access to certain reasons, because there are, again, ethical and moral questions that comes up as to, you know, who gets access to these resources because of our great disparity in wealth. It's great to have these technological advancements. The unfortunate reality is that the impoverished people will never get access to these things. This is just going to be another level of the game that's available to those who can afford it, for the most part, in the beginning at least. And what does that say about human evolution? And, you know, again, it's a little bit of the survival of the fittest in terms of, and not so much because in a sense that, yes, a portion of it has to do with helping people, but who gets access to it is, again, very much up for question. And if you had the option of, you know, getting better limbs, like there are now bionic eyes, there are now bionic limbs, and if you had these options, would you opt for them? And maybe you wouldn't on a regular basis, but God forbid, again, I don't wish this on anybody, but if you were to get into a little car accident, lose a limb, you're not gonna go and get a wooden leg, you're gonna go get the nicest leg you can afford. And I wonder when we're gonna cross that path of, you know, just like using tech for necessity and then using it for vanity and other purposes. And we always tend to do that as well, right? We don't always just use things because we need them or that it's necessary. We sometimes, a lot of times, use a lot of things because we simply want to. And those are the morals and ethical questions that we should be pondering a little bit. I just think it's worth questioning a little bit because at one point, like, here's this chimp now with the help of the Neuralink getting a little bit smarter, getting to play video games. Low key, dude, how's he gonna relate to the other chimps, dog? He's gonna go back to the campground and be like, yo, what are you guys doing? What are you now, like, yeah, what's on the agenda? What are you gonna spend up to all day? And they'll be like, yeah, come join us in the circle. We've been flicking feces at each other from morning till noon. We're gonna climb a couple of trees, get down and flick a couple more feces at each other. And here is this dude right here is like, I just can't relate to you guys anymore. So now he's gonna start to, you know, he's gonna have to start looking for a job at one point, man. He's gonna be writing novels. He might be driving his own car. He might, if he's using his mind to communicate, he might, yeah, that's the thing. Where do we draw the line? And like, is he gonna be applying for like student loans, mortgages? Who's paying for his health care? And a lot of things to be considered, man. And that's just the positive spin on this thing, as long as, you know, there's so many things to be said about it. That's the thing. And this is one version of this that we see. Elon Musk, I'm not putting any, whatever. There is, I do believe there is definitely, you know, responsibility that comes with power, but this is what we get to see. There are so many other instances where we don't see different governments, different nations doing all sorts of testing, both on humans and on animals, without any sort of talks or implications. At least here we get to see where we're at, what we're doing, and yeah, talk about the morals and ethics a little bit more, I think, because it's important. And nobody considers the animals when we're, or to a great extent, right? It's the same old, and a lot of times science is, you know, it's always, you know, you can't have an omelet without breaking an egg, right? And 100%, you definitely can't make an omelet without breaking an egg. Well, Actually, in this day and age, we're really close to making omelets without breaking eggs. So I don't know. Talking about artificial foods, dude. GMOs. But all in all, very interesting stuff, you guys. But at the end of the day, I'm very optimistic. I think no matter whichever way we shift, a little bit here, a little bit there, we'll always, in the grand scheme of things, get our act together and make the right decisions and just, have better oversight, talk about these things more. And these are just like two little examples that are going on right now that have been developing throughout the years. And there's so much more out there that's happening, but a lot of us are most of the times concerned about the same old, and we don't get anything, we don't get as much productivity. It's a lot of times just like, and news outlets just pump out news so much on it, and we're all kind of a part of it too, and it's so hard to keep track of everything. You hear one thing today, and by the next 24 hours, there have been so many other things that have happened already over that, so it's just hard to keep up and and that's why I want everybody to, raise your voices, elevate yourself, talk about the things that are of value and of importance to you, so that we can actually, focus our energy on what's important, not the silly stuff, you know what I mean? And even the silly stuff, I think we should tackle it with love and patience, and just have better speech, better discourse and conversation and dialogue. And yeah, I don't think it's anybody, I think again, we should all just be rooting for team humanity. That's what I'm doing. I'm not like, I don't think if I'm wrong in any cases, I'll definitely be admitting that I've made mistakes. If I'm right about anything, I don't even care to be right about anything. So it's not like I gotta dog in a race or something. It's just a matter of like, yeah, man, how could we work together, cooperate together to live a healthier, well-balanced life, and make sure that whatever we got going on that's good, we can preserve it and pass it on to other generations. That's all I'm saying, dude. That's all I'm saying. So it's just important that we talk about these things. Hope you're all doing well, man. Hope you're all doing well. And that's what we do here. We joke about silly stuff sometimes. Sometimes we'll talk about serious topics, and it's a mixed bag. And that's what life is, dude. Keep it, medium happy, right in the middle. Keep it so-so. If you like these videos, go ahead and like it on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube so you get the full-length videos by searching Rob Sadri, dude. It's a full-length video, that's right, you don't need to watch it in clips, although that's fine too. And then take that final step, do something positive in your life, make a difference. Go on Patreon, support your boy, do it. I'll wait right here. In the internets, I'll wait right here. I'm waiting, dude, do it. It's so easy. Support your boy for as low as $5. Or if you want to get involved, do a little bit more. If you have an idea you want to talk about, if you have a question, you want to make it a little bit more intimate, I'm on the internet, waiting right here. Out there too. For the meantime, mostly in here though. Alright? Love you guys. I'll see you guys back here on Friday. Have yourselves a wonderful hump day. Peace out.